friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily, and today I am going to be reviewing for you guys the new Natasha Denona hy-glam concealer. So I have the color corrector and the concealer. I've been testing this all week and I have my fully formed thoughts, and I want to share them with you guys and let you know whether or not these new concealers are worth your money. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Before I go ahead and apply the concealer and do a demo of these products for you guys, I wanted to just cover off on the basics of the products. So let's start with the color corrector. Now there are 6 shades of color corrector. I picked up the shade C1, which is right here, and the packaging is really cute. I actually quite like it. It's not like, it feels luxe, it's not like glass or anything, it's plastic, but I kind of like the shape of it and everything. That's just a small little note. And then the doe foot applicator right here it reminds me of the Hourglass Vanish concealer. If you have that doe foot, that's what it kind of reminds me of from memory. Anyway, this is the shade C1 right here as a swatch. And I'm going to swatch the Charlotte Tilbury Fair color corrector that I have in my collection against it, just so you can see the comparison to it. This one right here is the C1 Natasha Denona corrector. This one right here is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away color corrector in One Fair, and then this one is the Bobbi Brown color corrector stick in Light Bisque. Just for comparison's sake, because I find that the 2 best shades I've ever come across for color correcting for my particular under eyes is number 1 the Charlotte Tilbury, and then number 2 the Bobbi Brown. So I just wanted to compare for you guys, just in case you were wondering the kind of shade next to it. The product is $30 US or around 50 Australian dollars. I picked mine up off Beautylish. I will have both of the color corrector and the concealers linked down below for you guys. They will be affiliate links, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. There is 7 ml of product in this particular product, and it is a 12-month expiry. Now the claims of this product is like, it's going to change your life, essentially. That's the claims of this product. So I'm going to read them for you. So it says what it is: a long-lasting creaseless corrector with a natural medium buildable coverage luminous matte finish. The hy-glam corrector is made with biomimetic pigments and texture perfecting microspheres for flawless airbrush results with a weightless natural look and flexible feel with up to 19 hours wear. So it's cruelty-free for all skin types, paraben-free, made in Italy. It says that it's using a unique butterflow technology. Hy-glam corrector adjusts to any irregularity on the skin surface, locking in coverage for all-day wear, specifically tailored for all skin types. And it has all of these claims to it that it's saying, like, you know, clinical trials, and it's basically saying that it's anti-aging, it increases skin hydration, boosts collagen synthesis, firmer and luminous skin, cell detoxification, talc-free, which is great. It has capsicum anum leaf in it, which provides a firming effect, fades away dark circles, reduces eye puffiness, improves skin regeneration, and portulaca, I've butchered that, grandiflora, strong antioxidant activity, fights inflammation and anti-aging effect. It claims basically if you wear this every single day, you're gonna see that fine lines and wrinkles and stuff, like that appearance is getting better after like 28 days. That's what it's kind of claiming. I'm not going to use these products for 28 days straight to like give you the lowdown on that. That's going to be a very you decision. I'm skeptical. I'm always skeptical when they say makeup kind of does that, but I also am not a chemist, so don't know. So I shall leave that up to you. So that is kind of the finer details of the color corrector. Let's talk about the concealer. This is the concealer. It has the exact same packaging and doe foot applicator of the color corrector. I picked up the shade N2. I was tossing up between N1 and N2 because, as if you've been around here before, I usually find with my under eyes and the darkness and everything, I'm always like 2 shades mixed together because I kind of need a deeper shade to cover the darkest, but then I also want a brightening shade to brighten it a little bit. And if I'd go hard on like one side or the other, it just looks funny on my under eyes. So I was tossing up between N1 and 2, ended up going with N2, sorry. So this one is N2 right here, and I will say it is like a really nice neutral shade. I do find that the undertone is straight neutral, which is nice because I do find that most of the time they say neutral and it usually leans pretty heavy yellow still. So I like the undertone and everything of this one. One of the awesome things about this concealer is it has 56 shades. So there should be a shade for everyone, really, ideally. I think that Natasha Denona has done an awesome job with the particular shade range of this concealer. And same price, around 50 Australian dollars, 30 USD. It'll all be linked down below. Claims of this concealer is, again, like life-changing, going to improve your under eyes, all of that kind of stuff. It has a very similar, if not exact same kind of description as what the color corrector does. It says again, like 19-hour wear, cruelty-free, all skin types, paraben-free, made in Italy, 7 ml of product, 12-month expiry. And it has all of the same ingredients and claims as what the corrector does. She says that you pretty much don't have to set it with powder, all of that kind of a thing. I still have to set my concealers with powder. I'm just gonna give you the forewarning of that right now because my under eyes, just regardless of the concealer, they're too wrinkly, to be honest with you. They're just too wrinkly. They don't do well with it. What I'm going to do now is we're going to do the demo of like me applying the concealer and everything, and then I'm going to give you guys like my final thoughts around, like, after using this for about a week, like probably 4 days, sorry now. What are my actual thoughts of this concealer? I'm actually also filming I'm in the middle of currently filming my Everyday Pat McGrath Labs series, which is coming up next week as a side note. So when I come back and do the demo, I will have my eyes done, so apologies if that annoys you, but you know, as I said, work full time. I got to batch film when I can. So let's do it. So you guys have zoomed in offensively close in my opinion, but hopefully you can see properly. This is all 4K, no filters, nothing like that. And obviously I have my eyeshadow done, and then on my face, it'll be all linked in the description box for you guys, but I have my Milk Hydro Grip Primer, my Tarte Pore Blurring Primer, and my KVD Serum Foundation on, just so you guys know where I'm at. I tested these concealers with products that I know and love every single day, so I really knew what the concealer itself was doing and not what the products underneath were kind of mixing with it. So anyway, let's start with the color corrector. I'll do this eye first for both color corrector and concealer, just so you can see the difference compared to this eye. So C1, I just like to pop a little dot here and here because I do have a bit of darkness. I don't know how much the camera picks it up, but I have a lot of darkness on this outer corner here. I'm just going to take my BK Angie Hot and Flashy A506, and I'm pretty sure by the time this goes up it'll still be on, but BK Beauty is having a 20% off Mother's Day sale. I'm kicking myself because last week I did a massive restock on BK Beauty brushes and didn't get a discount. So anyway, I got a 10% discount, but not 20. 20 is good. Anyway, so I'm just going to tap this in. And I actually really like this color corrector. I think this is a great color corrector. I think it's a great product. It's a really good shade. I feel like I can almost use, I like to put it in here a little bit too because I get quite dark in there. I feel like I can almost even use this color corrector, honestly, just as a concealer. It's a little bit obviously too beachy, but yeah, it's a really nice color corrector. So that's the color corrector here and here. I think it does a really good job of covering the darkness underneath my eyes, and it is so thin. Like, it really is almost like you've put no product on your under eye. It's crazy. Like, it's actually quite smoothing as well. Like, so the formula of the color corrector and the way that that performs, I highly, highly rate this color corrector. I can see myself really becoming attached to it. I just really love the way that it just almost feels like I've got absolutely nothing on my under eyes at all. Like, it's really beautiful. Concealer now, we have N2. And I just am going to apply it exactly how I do all my other concealers. So that's kind of the shade swatched out. Now I'm going to take my BK 109, which is my favorite concealer brush of all time, and I'm going to tap this out. And it taps out beautifully, like it blends out beautifully on the under eyes. I haven't had any issues with like tapping this product out. I've tried it with a sponge and everything. My preference, is with this brush or a brush, but you know, it still blends out lovely with a sponge or your fingers. I've tried it kind of a few ways, and I really like the application and like the initial application of this particular product and the initial look. So this is one layer of concealer and color corrector versus nothing, and I think, you know, it does a pretty nice job. You can still see I have quite, I like to call it like, it's almost like I've been punched in the face a little bit. I haven't, don't worry. It's just my pigmentation and darkness of my under eyes. I've always kind of had that, so you can still really see it. I think, I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, but I usually find the camera's a little bit harsher than real life even for me. So yeah, It's very smoothing, very lightweight. You honestly feel like, I just feel like you can't even really see that there's product on the under eye. It's actually a very lovely finish on the initial application. It really, really is. It's just so lightweight. And I think it's definitely medium coverage. I haven't been able to build this to a full coverage. It layers quite well, I will say that. I've built it up to like 3 layers over the couple of days to try and get the coverage level that I really, really am looking for. I can't get it there. I just haven't been able to reach that full level of coverage that I've been looking for, but that's fine. It does advertise itself as a medium coverage, you know, it's okay. I'm not condemning the product because of that, but just, you know, sometimes you can build the product up enough to kind of get it where you want it to be. I haven't found this product is like that. You can build it up and it's fine. Like, it doesn't change the, like, you know, some products you can add a couple of layers and it starts to get really heavy and cakey looking. Like, it doesn't seem to affect the product in, or like the application or texture or anything in that way, but it just doesn't seem to build the coverage up to the level that I like it. So I will do another layer though, because for my preference personally, I like to have more coverage. Now, if you don't have a lot of darkness, or yeah, I guess a lot of darkness or much to cover on your under eyes, and you're just looking for a little bit of brightening and, you know, that kind of a thing, then, you know, the medium coverage is going to be completely fine for you. It's just obviously comes down to like personal preference. Yeah, that is 2 layers. I'm gonna do just a slower time lapse of me doing the exact same steps to this eye. That is the concealer applied to both eyes with the exact same kind of layers, and honestly I think it initially looks beautiful. Like, it looks hydrated, it's smoothing, it doesn't emphasize any texture, it doesn't look drying, nothing like that. I think the initial application is a really beautiful product. So I'm going to go ahead and powder my under eyes like I normally do. I'm going to take my Westman Atelier Vital Pressed powder in Pink Bubble. This is the powder that I use on my under eyes pretty much every day. You can see, I know Westman Atelier says not to put this on your under eyes, but for me it actually works really, really well on them. So I'm going to take my Sigma F35, which is the brush I use with it every day. And then I'm just going to take my Kosas Breezy powder as well and just quickly set my face with this. BK104 is the brush that I'm using. Face is completely set and my under eyes are set, and again, it looks initially very, very beautiful. I really like all of these steps so far. I think it looks lovely. I think it looks healthy. I think it looks honestly, truly quite delightful. I really do. Now, is that where my final thoughts lay with this concealer? No. So I'm actually going to go now and just finish the rest of my face makeup, and then I will come back and I'm going to give you guys kind of the rundown on what I actually feel about this concealer, or how I feel about this concealer, and kind of how it wears throughout the day and that jazz. So let's do that. So how do I feel about these products, and do I think they are worth your money? Let's talk about the color corrector first. I really like the color corrector. I think if you've been looking for a color corrector and Natasha Denona is something, a brand that you love and you want to dip your toes in, I think it's a good color corrector. I really like that it just applies really smoothly and it doesn't change like the texture of your under eye. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's just very, very like lightweight, and it does, for me, this shade is a beautiful shade and it really does correct my dark circles. I really am impressed with the color corrector. Also keeping in mind that everything I'm about to say is personal opinion based off of my skin type and my makeup preferences, and we're all gonna react differently to products and have different preferences and personal, you know, feelings about things and stuff like that, you know, different reactions, all that kind of stuff. So just take it with a grain of salt. And also everyone's value of a dollar is different. So, you know, you make your own decisions, that kind of jazz. Okay, concealer, what do I think? I don't actually think this is worth the pickup, you guys. I really don't. And my reasoning is it looks so, it's disappointing to me. It really is, because this is beautiful when you put it on. like, I don't know if you've seen any of my reviews recently or anything like that, but the Givenchy Prisme Libre concealer is similar in the sense that it's a medium coverage, so not something that I would normally gravitate towards because I do like a fuller coverage, but my lord, when that goes on the under eyes, it is impeccable, like impeccable, and it wears impeccably, and I love it. Like, I'm happy to do whatever I gotta do to make that concealer build up a little bit to be what I need it to be, because it's, the finish of that concealer is just truly chef's kiss. And this concealer goes on like that, where initially I apply it and I'm like, holy dooly, my eyes look amazing. They look smooth, they look hydrated, they look plumped up. It looks stunning, like truly stunning. And even when I powder, it looks beautiful. So initially, my first like 15 minutes to 20, well, actually probably my first 30 minutes of wearing this concealer, I'm just like, this is a great product. Then as it starts to wear, you know, you might even notice now, like, the darkness on my under eyes starts to peek through a lot more. I'm not quite sure what that is, that's fine. But what I've noticed is, like, as the day progresses with this concealer, I don't know if it's oxidization, I don't know if it's just me and my skin type, I don't know what is happening, but by like 4 to 5 hours in of wearing this concealer, it is like 3 shades deeper on my under eyes. Like, it's visibly darker. You can actually start to see that where I've applied the concealer goes like orange, like an oxidization. And it also gets super dry, like super, 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 super dry for me. This concealer like becomes a desert on my under eyes by the end of the day. It's just a no from me. And I'm really disappointed about it because I had high hopes, and like I said, the initial application is so beautiful, and I just wish that that initial application would stay because it really does look impeccable. But yeah, it just, unfortunately, this is a no for me. I'd be really curious to know your thoughts on the concealer and if you guys have tried it yet and what you've experienced. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts. I'd be curious to see, like, am I the only one that it's like oxidizing on? Am I doing something wrong? I feel like I'm not. It's like I'm using it how I use every other concealer. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. If you're watching till this point, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, if you haven't already, pretty please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.